Brother Swami. This video is mainly on the talk on my book, Who Am I? I publish it for my friends, my groups on my Facebook and my blog and my students. Now I'm also working to put it on an ebook, but the problem is my words which are on Sanskrit to put into, I'm facing little problems. I'll be putting on ebook in a short span of time. Now this is based between the talks between my earthly father and me. My father wanted this work to be published as a philosophical inquiry as Svetaketu Upanishad. Svetaketu, there are around 119 Upanishads. Among them, one is Svetaketu Upanishad. My father wanted it to be published as Svetaketu Upanishad. It is like the talk, it's based on a talk between me, an eager father, and the son whom he had sent to the masters for increasing his realization steps in advancement of inner going or inner journey. I have given my video on methods and meditation in line with that mainly. Of course, I have given many videos on healing also, on yogic postures also, and on the art which I have developed, that is Vajramukti. Vajramukti is a combination of yoga, meditation and martial arts. This is an art which I had this idea when I was studying on 5th standard. From that time only these ideas were there. I used to talk with my father, the talks were always on philosophical, like I knock a door, my father asks, "Who are you?" I said, "I don't know, I'm in search of." So that kind of talks, the philosophical talks, are on that book. So I'm talking about that main book because my father wanted to publish it in the format of philosophical inquiry or Svetaketu Upanishad. Now, meaning of Upanishad is sit near and talk with your own self. Svetaketu Upanishad is between, Svetaketu is a son and father. Both of them are talking on, they realize, he meets his, how was your master? So he defines, my master was not like moon also, he had that coolness as moon had, but it is beyond that. That coolness cannot be defined in the words. That's what Svetaketu says. Now, when his father asks, okay, so he must be like sun. He said, no, a sun has a heat, but my father, my guru, is beyond that. He has a heat, but that heat is not affecting adversely. It's something different. Guru cannot be defined. The guru, one who is a dispeller of the darkness, who shows light inside you. My father asked me, "Shekhar, can you see the light?" I said, "Yes, I can see the light." Yeah, and we sat together, and I tried that he should also see light. And in sciences, he could also see light inside. Now that was a journey. We had a talk for a long time for this journey. Why, what? He was shocked. Once I was doing gayatri, reciting gayatri, and he was shocked that I could rise from the earth. He said, "Oh, what's this happening?" And then I explained him what this gayatri is. When we made that, he thought that those 3 cords which Brahmins wear is having some miraculous thing. I said, "No, they don't have. There are many Brahmins who are wearing, but they don't rise from the earth." Reason is they have not actually practiced the gayatri. When you tie those knots here and your hand comes here, this is known as anahat chakra. The magnetic lines of forces then are made around you. And when you meditate, you actually receive the gravitational philosophy. You know, it's like the science says all material bodies gravitate. But is it so? A final statement? No, it's not a final statement. Now, you cannot make a statement, all crows are black. Have you seen the crows which have been in the past and all the crows which will be coming in the future? No, you haven't. So you can't make a generalized statement that all material bodies gravitate. In reciting of Gayatri Mantra, when I could raise my body from the floor level, so where was the gravity? And it has been happened with many masters. In Himalayas, there are masters trained for 2,000 years or more, and they keep their body young. They stop their cells from disintegrating. You know, they recharge themselves by practicing a higher yogic science, which is known as Kriya Yoga. Now, this is actually a kind of higher awakening. You cannot entwine this with concentration. You cannot say that awareness is same as concentration. Awareness is okay, you can make person aware or the community aware, but that's not concentration, that's different. Concentration is a little different. I had a student who's now at New York, he's vice president of some company. Now, he had problem in studying. So when he was studying, concentrating on one subject, his other thoughts were coming, the scattered thoughts. It's like chattering of the mind. He said, "Sir, I'm having this problem, what should I do?" I told him, okay, I told him sit down and I made him concentrate. You can divide meditation into three parts. I have explained in my other video methods in meditation. Concentration, contemplation and meditation. Now concentration is, suppose you think about any subject, you think about a punch, you see. You think about the punch, the many parts, body parts are involved in the punch. There's a twist in your wrist, that you're using your wrist, you're using your elbow, you're using your shoulder muscles, and you're using it full. You're totally concentrating on the punch and the body parts involved in that. Then if you concentrate more, the concentration to such an extent that there's no end to that concentration. Now you start putting your mind on the energy from where this energy is coming. Now from here, the hara region, the energy is coming here, coming to the shoulders. And in between there's one more thing, this is this center. From where the energy adds the vitality into it, and then you punch, you see. Then it becomes contemplation. And meditation happens. You don't meditate. It is something which cannot be defined in language. Linguistically, there are many languages which based on the science and conventions. But if you take Devanagari script, they're different. As I've written on my book also, which is being published from Germany, what happens actually, how this sound intonation, notation works out to come out to a reality. You see the light inside, you close your eyes, and further you go, you see the sound. Many philosophies, they work on light. As you see, in all the temples, they keep light there and they bang the bell. They all are boiling down into two things, sound and light. Now the same thing is, if you are a martial artist, they're also the same thing. You are in the arena, you are in the conflict, you have a partner, and you try to rise to know actually your own self. The whole talk which my father wanted, we talked on the basis of this only. He asked me we had a talk about how they make philosophical consciousness, awareness, working on different movies. Like we saw a movie, Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon. My father said, what happens when you meditate? Like the first time when I meditated, I was sitting in Vajrasana. I've read Gita a long time back when I was in school, but here I was practicing meditation, and I was looking at the sky inside, and I started looking at the thoughts being a witnessy, and I was with the thought, I was inside, and I could rise from my body. Now, this is the first time I came to know that I am different from my body. And I started rising. I came here. Here I was stuck, where I was practicing yoga. Those masters were Maharashtrians. One of them name was Dilip Chore, Alka Tai, Prabhu Desai was too good. And then I told them, I thought I sat 15 minutes, but it was 5 hours continuously I was sitting there. And I didn't know, as if the time and space transcended. There was no time, no space. Only the light and my body coming out of the soul coming out of the body. Now this was like transcending space and time. Now my father asked, any other place, have you seen that? I said, yeah, there was a movie in English they could make, Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon. The actor Lee Mobile, he said to the heroine, he meditated on the Bhutan mountains, and he saw, then the lady said, oh, you saw the bliss. He said, no, I didn't saw the bliss. But to some extent, he might have gone inside. It was like my experience which I had. You come here and you get afraid. I told the teachers there, shall I practice tomorrow the same thing? I want to leave my body. So no, we don't teach this kind of yoga. You go to a different master. So I start searching the master. I went to many masters. Now every master is good, whoever is producing knowing, knowledge. I mean, knowledge is a kind of past actually, who put you into a knowing. From a master, you go to many masters that give you knowledge. Now, to go to a master who takes you from knowledge to the process of knowing, this is something beautiful. You see, Master Bruce Lee, he read philosophy by J. Krishnamurti, and his awareness has increased. He understood the process of knowing. He said he was aware of expressing himself. He had put his philosophy with the water. He said, be water, my friend. See, water, if you put it into a bottle, it takes the shape of the bottle. Water, you put into a teacup, it takes the shape of teacup. Now, that's why he said, you be water, my friend. You see the feeling of sensing, the sensitivity, what Lee had come, and at the same time, the awareness Lee had made. But now you cannot put in anybody's mind in that way that, oh, the awareness and concentration are same. No, they're not same. They're different. Concentration is one part of meditation. There is much more in the awareness apart from that. I have given my initial thoughts on methods and meditations to help the people and to share my knowledge, my awareness. In fact, knowledge is cauldron. It's like conventional thing, but knowing. I would add the words knowing. Now, I was talking about this movie, Little Buddha. My father asked me what it is, have any Hindi movies that come to that stand? I said, no, none of them. Except one movie by Gurudatt named as Pyasa, had that touch. And the works of Kamal are great. All movies are like dead. None of them is really, they cannot, because they are working into a marketing strata of building money. None of them is going for knowing. Now, if you see this Little Buddha, Bernardo Bertolucci is the director of the movie, and Vittaro is a cinematographer. Bernardo Bertolucci read a book by Aurobindo Ghosh. The name of the book is Adventure of Consciousness. Now, I read this book long time back. I never thought that it can be put into a screen. It's difficult. But this man, Bernardo Bertolucci, gave his book to his cinematographer, Vittaro, because if his photographer or cinematographer cannot understand the philosophy of putting the enlightenment into a screen, then he cannot do. Even if he's a director, he cannot work out unless and until he is in conjunction with his cinematographer. For 10 years, both of them were reading that book. They were all transcended from a normal state of awareness to higher. Their concentration level was actually gone from contemplation to meditation. Then they came out with this movie, The Little Buddha. It was a fantastic movie. They tried good work. If anybody reads that book, I would recommend Adventure of Consciousness. It's a real good book. I mean, Aurobindo Ghosh was at a very high level. It's like J. Krishnamurti. You can read Osho also, but J. Krishnamurti is a little higher than the Osho. If you go in depth inside, the space or spatial space and time understanding is not as easy as you understand. Like Albert Einstein was reading Immanuel Kant. If you read any scientific work of Albert Einstein, you will be astonished to see it has an imprint of Immanuel Kant. You see, space and time, what Immanuel Kant says, that is affecting there. Without the philosopher's imprintment or effect, science's work. The same thing has been in the Vienna Circle. They wanted to remove philosophy and come out with the Cortes Ingles, but it was not possible because philosophers put a question that, are you sure how you can make a statement that all material bodies gravitate? Have you seen the bodies which have been in the past or which will become in the future? No, you cannot make such a generalized statement. You see, day after day, the growing is going on. Tomorrow, they may come out with some instrument which controls mind, you see. Then you have you wear a gear in which controls mind. You can fly in the air. You in a way deceive those notions, those statements which have been made. In this global awakening, nothing is final. No statement you can make so like that. Of course, there is one philosophy of karma that stands at the highest. That's what the Hindu philosophy gives to the world. That philosophy of karma, what Swami Vivekananda has said, and that meeting world religious meet. That's a great thing. Now there are many, my father wanted to know, like those days I was more with Dr. Ram Bhosle and Police Commissioner Ashok Patil, we were very good friends, and we read a lot of books. I read Autobiography of Yogi, and I had a talk with Police Commissioner Patil, and my friend at Hindustan Petroleum, Pradeep Kamath. We went together to meet Dr. Ram Bhosle, who was there for a long time, to say around many months, with the Guru. In Autobiography of Yogi, they are given a description of a deathless master who is more than 2,000 years. Now this man whom I met, Dr. Ram Bhosle, he stayed with that Guru of the Paramhans Yogananda, who is still there at the Himalayas. Right now I am also staying at Himalayas. And he even met his Guru known as Bhadra Bahu. Now those interactions with Dr. Ram Bhosle, my father wanted to know, so we had a talk. Every day we used to have a chat with my father. When I was a kid, I used to get dreams like everything has become water and I'm flying. Now my father used to say, oh, what was that? How can you sort of interpret those dreams? Now those talks were also there. Now I jot down those all talks, on the basis of Dr. Ram Bhosle's talks and on the basis of adventure consciousness. And on the movies, my father used to talk to me and ask me. And then I made a book known as Who Am I? And I put on my blog, the big blog on that talk, about around 9 to 10 pages I put on a blog and published it. And also I put my philosophy on my awareness group of Dr. Chandra But Awareness. There's another book I started, Non-Violent Way of Hindus Martial Arts. That also I have put. Now I'm trying to put my awareness to my people and to anyone or we all, because it's love. Love is God. We give, share. Now this is a global awakening from intranet. We have come to internet. From the Cold War, we've moved to an awareness, which is understanding, which is the greatest thing in the world. And love we give, and I'm giving it. And love is God. That's how we move. The whole world. In fact, if when we meditate, we charge the whole world, we charge the whole place. But basic is just simple. And what is simplicity is the height of cultivation. So please read my other videos, see my other videos also, so you understand more. Anybody's benefit, I'm thankful to God, rather.